Okay, well, good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Stroke. I am your host and stroke survivor, Jerry Wald. And for those of you that are new, thank you for being here. And I started doing the show to bring awareness to stroke, TBI, aphasia, brain injury, and also to provide a platform for all survivors to share their journeys from all across the world. Um, and also bringing on experts in brain health so they can share their knowledge with us to learn. So, anyway, today this show is going to be about rehab and what I think or what you think is the best type of rehab. And we'll get into that. Good morning, Joy. Good morning, Cody. Nice to see you guys. And I know I played a little intro there, but anyway, let's just start with this one. Thank you. Okay, well, here we go again. Another uh, Tuesday. You guys know my shows are on every Tuesday and Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Central Time, and 8 a.m. Pacific Time. And then for those of you that are around the world, hopefully you can figure that out. Well, you obviously can. So thank you again for being here. And again, I wanted this show to be really about my experience, my research, um, what it tells me, because some things are so different out there with rehab. So I know that rehab. Good morning, Lynette. Um, the rehab that I've done all my research to, being 13 years out, I know there's a lot of you that are further out than me as far as stroke, brain injury. So um, I think, look at this. There is the Mr. Man, John Loomis. I saw the video of you doing your um, foot in front of the other. I know that was a big thing for me in rehab. So, but anyway, um, let's just go into this. I did so much research and I know, I feel like I know what is about this. So I'll go into what the best rehab um, programs for stroke survivors depends on a lot of different factors. So including like your needs. Good morning. And um, um, okay, Phasia, kick in here. So the rehab, it really depends on like your individual needs, the severity of your stroke or brain injury. There's a lot of different factors. So your health, that's another big thing, and what your personal preferences are. So there's a lot of different components um, of stroke rehab programs typically um, are the first one here that I did is really the multidisciplinary team approach, which I'm sure you guys thank you, and thank you for sharing. So this I'm going to try to say this again. Uh, I've been trying to say this word, multidisciplinary team approach, and if you know what team approach means, it's the rehab that really it's a program that should involve a team of healthcare professionals and like let's go with the neurologist who for me was the first one, psychiatrist, physical therapist, occupational therapist, speech pathologist, psychologist, really social workers, and the rehab nurses, and I've dealt with all of them. And this having a stroke, if you want to have the best outcome, is 24. This is what research says: 24 to 48 hours after your stroke is when you need to get right on it. And there's different things, but I'll get into that. So as I mentioned, all these um, you know, all the team of professionals that are going to be with you during your after your stroke. Um, so they work and address the physical, cognitive, um, the emotional part, which that's a big deal. The and social needs of all of us. I always say stroke survivors. Well, um, so or there also is individualized treatment plans, which each of us, yeah, each survivor, stroke survivor, um, should receive a individualized treatment plan tailored to your specific goals. Which, as you know, when you first have your stroke, well, actually, they didn't tell me. When I go back to outpatient, they told me um, to go. Um, you do an eval, as you know, you guys know what that is. Um, so it's a specific goal, abilities, challenges, and it also should include a wide range of areas, including mobility, strength, balance, and John Loomis, the balance, which I know that's a big deal. I saw that where I know exactly what you're talking about. Um, I had a gait belt on. You didn't when you were doing yours, but you did have the chair, which is pretty awesome. If anybody hasn't seen that, it really, John. Thanks for really sharing your therapy like that. So, like I said, mobility, strength, balance, and coordination. Another big thing. Um, Activities that of this is a big thing in my thing, and I'm sure you all went through it. Your daily living, communication, cognitive, um, a lot of different. Um, let's see here. It's amazing. I just got a phone call once. Weird, but anyway, and the emotional well-being. That's another big deal. So here it goes now. As I mentioned, intensive therapy. Um, so research and my own research shows that the benefit of that is intensive, repetitive. I mean, who hasn't been to therapy um, where they're telling repetitive? It shows maybe three, if you have some activities you're doing 3 times a day minimum. I did that in the beginning. I'm starting to do it, and that was one of my goals to do it this year. To really, really go. Um, I know, I know, um, I know. I see your comments there, and I'll get to them. And I do appreciate you guys making comments. And Tony, nice to see you. I know I missed a call from you. Apologize. Um, yes, yeah, high intensive and repetitive therapy, which really does maximize your rehab and the functional outcomes of your recovery. I mean, recovery is, I mean, do we recover right away? No. I mean, recovery is an ongoing thing. Every single um, minute of our lives is therapy. I mean, no matter what we do. So let's go like um, rehab programs, which I've been through a ton. Um, Really includes several hours of therapy per day. That's focusing on motor um, relearning, skill acquisition, and compensatory strategies. These are things you really have to pay attention to. And now, in the beginning, I mentioned early rehab. So initial rehab services ideally start within the first 24, 48 hours. I remember, they just get you up. For me, it was in the wheelchair. Um, yeah, 24 to 48 hours after a stroke. It's associated um, with better outcomes. I mean, I think we all know that. So it really does early rehab. It does prevent complications, promotes neuroplasticity. It really does facilitate recovery of motor and cognitive functions. And then I go with task specific training. Rehab programs should incorporate task specific training and functional activities aimed at improving um, all of our outcomes and ability to perform everyday tasks. Like me, I know I'm not sure if you saw that where I was, folding a towel with both hands, my affected hand, trying to hold it up, and you can see that's a tough, it's a tough task. I mean, who knew that folding a towel is going to be a tough deal? Well, when you have a stroke, you'll see that it's a tough thing to do. But therapy sessions really should include exercise, practice of functional activities, and like I've used, and I've got it here on my desk. You use these I have all these bands and up here all these kind of things that I use. So you got to use assistive devices and adaptive techniques. Okay, here's a big one. Okay, who is not? This is a big deal. I'm looking at some of these comments. I know I play with blocks, John. Lynette, right? Believe in yourselves and keep. I know. I agree. And we do rock, Tony. I love it. See, believe the best therapist. I believe we are absolutely. So here's the big thing that I think I didn't get, my family didn't get, is education and support. Oh, my family got support. We all supported each other, but education. I mean, we stroke survivors and our families should receive education and support throughout, the rehab process, right? I mean, I never really, I never knew that because I didn't really know what a stroke was. But so the education, it should include goals, expectations, what else? Strategies for managing symptoms. And really, there should be some resources out there, right? Community support services. It took until I got out of the hospital. Then it was a few years after. Then hey Robin, nice to see you. If I missed you, Robin, I apologize to you guys. It sucks to having a stroke. I know. Um, um, so when I got out of the hospital, I didn't want to go to support groups, but now I can't get enough of the stroke support groups because I really want to be the one to, you know, to tell them that, things do get better. I mean, I talked to survivors of a year out and very, very depressed. And I know, I've listened, been there, done that. But things, and I talk to people every single day about, things do get better. I mean, I know it's not the outcome maybe you wanted, but so many things that I have gone through. And then another one is continuing of care, right? So rehab should be, it should continue care just beyond, I mean, the acute hospitalization phase that we go through. We're in the hospital. I mean, how long? 2.5 months after 9 days in ICU. That was me. But that doesn't mean, oh, I'm better now. No, that's what I thought, but it's not. So I regularly go to outpatient therapy. That was another big deal. So the phase and continues throughout post acute and community-based settings. So rehab service should be provided inpatient. I've talked to people that only had maybe a week or so, and then you are kicked to the curb. Well, but me at 2.5 months inpatient, and then I continue to go to therapy and learn so many different things to, what am I going to do for my daily activities, stuff, how am I going to rehab at home? when rehab is over. Um, and luckily, we had the good insurance. Um, yes, good morning, good morning, good morning. Uh, Luckily, we had the insurance because I didn't get the Medicare like right away. You're going through, you all know, and there's so many things. How I know to what I had to go get insurance? I just There's so many things to learn about having a stroke, and if we can spread awareness and let people know, what goes on when you have your stroke. I mean, wow. So there's a lot of inpatient services such as outpatient, inpatient, home-based settings, depending on the individual's needs, and progress. Um, so um, ultimately, the best rehab program for a stroke survivor is one that is, excuse me, that is evidence-based, right? I mean, some things we need to know. I mean, because I didn't know. We're relying on other people, therapists, um, doctors. I mean, because we don't know. I didn't know. I'm just based on what I know and didn't know. Um, so the evidence based is and what we are in need of. Good morning, Michelle. So it's important for us survivors and families. Big thing here, which I didn't know either, but I've learned over years. We have to advocate for ourselves. We need to advocate for ourselves. Advocate for our needs, right? We have to what our needs are, and we got to be participating in the rehab process, um, and really have to seek out resources. I mean, there's so many things that you need to do, and so if we can, like I said, we can spread awareness and let people know that I've had a stroke or a brain injury. Let them know that there is a process that you should go through and seek out those resources, um, and maximize the quality of life, um, and recovery that we go through. Because there's so many things that are out there, especially when the education and support is a big deal. I think it's a huge deal that is not, um, it's not, we're not educated for stroke, brain injury. I mean, not at all. John, good morning. Jessica, good morning. Good morning, Lynn. Good morning. Good morning. Um, Appreciate you guys being here. Really do. And if there's anything that I'm just gonna switch right over to some of these comments here. Yeah, I know, right? Robin, good point, and that's I that's one of the things right here that I was talking about is the education and support. To me, we didn't know. Okay, you're being discharged, and I don't have it here, but I have a piece of paper, and they say, okay, just continue what we taught you. So that's what we relied on. It's just we're doing what we were taught in the hospital, in rehab. And for those of you that have continue to go to rehab, and you're learning new things, you're learning new let's see, processes, whatever, so we're learning more about that, and so we need to be educated on everything that we're going through, because my gosh, I'm still learning things. I mean, 13 and a half, well, October will be 14 years. And I know some of you out here, there's no way I would be. I'm looking. Come, thank you for being here. And if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel called Let's Talk Stroke and hit the like button and all the things that you're supposed to be doing, right? Anyway, um, for those of you that are new, newbie stroke survivors, you really need to be educated. I mean, really, reach out to someone. I mean, like Lynette, she's been at this thing forever. Not ever. Well, me too. Um, and I think I saw Brad and another one, 20 plus years. Educate yourself. And if we can help you guys out regarding the education process of a stroke or a brain injury, it, because there's so many challenges that we go through, but there are so many things that if you in your how do you say this in your community. um, well, with I'm just gonna look at mine. We have like several hospitals here, and then there's some that are an hour or so away that are strictly stroke rehab. And if you can reach out to them and just see if there's something you can learn, or even go there, let's you need to do that. I mean, I am Serena. Good morning. But there's so many things that you need to know. Teaches, not Tracy. Yeah, I thank you guys for being this and making yeah, Bob and Brad. I know. Yeah, yeah, Kit. Yeah, Bob and Brad on YouTube. I agree. I agree. They're great. Let's see. Acute rehab traces. How you get up off the floor. Okay, that's another great one too. Uh, getting off getting off the floor. I was taught that to get off the floor. I mean, I was actually pretty good at it. But then, I've had several good day, Brian. Nice to see you here. Sorry if I missed you guys. I apologize, but it's been a while, Brian. Yeah, well, I'd love to chit chat with you. But so what I went through, I went out like I actually put 10 um, uh, things here for the a program that to put to let you know there's several ways. I'm going to go real quick here. Is multidisciplinary team approach. That's all your therapists, your doctors, neurologists. I put that one as number one because that's kind of when I had my stroke in the hospital. You have a big team approach, and that's you work with them. And then I had a individualized team treatment plan. That's what I had to do because then it's you know, um, and that it includes just a wide range of areas, including mobility, which I talked about, strength, balance, coordination, um, and how you're going to deal with when you're discharged, and how you're going to deal with daily living. I mean, even from the showering to, I mean, there's so many things. Let's see. I know I missed some. Happy for those recovered fast. I know me either. Me either. I didn't recover fast. I'm still going through the 14 up in 14 years. I'm still going through the process of working on everything. Um, but again, I don't recommend. I was always taught to is speed. I'm just looking at this comment here. Where is it from? John, speed is not your friend. Do you guys know what that means? Yes, Serena, tarot divide. Yeah. Do you know why speed is not your friend? I've learned hard ways. Absolutely. I learned the hard way. I've had my share of falls, and I posted in there to help people not do what I did. I mean, I still can feel a bump. I don't know how many years ago. It was before the pandemic, but I fell, or maybe during, fell, hit my head and put a hole in the wall. Wow. And then I did then I fell. I have several falls. I had a fall where I broke my hip. Trust me, don't do that. That's not a fun day um, to go through. So anyway, I went through the individualized treatment plan, which is me, my therapist, going through everything that my goal is. But I didn't know. Here's another one too. Can you? Does anybody, when you first hear your rehab, and they said, okay, what goal do you want to achieve? Uh, get better. I mean, that, right? I didn't know what to say. I didn't, well, no, what they, so it's almost like, no, I don't get into religion or anything, but going to confession, I didn't know what to say. You know, this is years ago. But anyway, won't go to there. I Yes, Catherine's Catherine here. Yes, little things make a world of difference. Yes, celebrate those tiny little wins, right? So anyway, that was number two, the individualized plan. Um, and then number three was the good one, intensive therapy. I mean, the research shows, and I know this, um, even though research suggests that stroke survivors benefit from intense therapy, um, repetitive therapy, right? I mean, who doesn't want to do? I'm just thinking intensive therapy. Who doesn't want to do intensive therapy? Well, I did. I mean, I, I really worked so hard back then. Is the tone? I really uh, tone. I mean, so twisting my arm is not really like. So my therapist used to twist my arm on there just to, so now, so it'd be kind of like this. Well, it's not. I had tears running down my eyes because we work so hard at it. So intensive therapy is something I suggest everybody go through. Um, go through that. And I don't know why I put it number four. I wrote a bunch of, well, I didn't write, I typed it, but I put early rehab. Well, the earlier you get rehab, um, they say ideally starting between 24 and 48 hours after your stroke. I just can remember getting in the hospital. I thought, okay, I'm just gonna lay there. They like put me right up in a harness, and had me walk in, which I really couldn't walk. Well, I couldn't, and you couldn't speak. I mean, I'm just talking to me. So, okay, I'm right there. I see you there, Robin. I'll go back up here too, but the rehab is like 24 to 48 hours, and they just took me, and get going. I mean, that's how it is. It really does for neuroplasticity, better outcomes. And I just want to say that there's better outcomes for that. Okay, intensive here. Here's my research here, Robin. Is intensive research shows it suggests that stroke survivors, um, we benefit from intense therapy. That is for like an hour to up to 3 hours a day. I mean, several hours a day of just intense. You know, walking. You walk at a little higher pace, but again, like I said, speed is not your friend. So don't overdo it. But intensive therapy is you're focusing on motor skills, relearning skills. What do you call acquisition, compensatory strategies. Um, but didn't you love the harm? I'm sorry, I wishy-washy here, but yes, you know what? I had no choice. Did you love the harnessing? I had no choice. I had to do it because I didn't know any better. They put me to where I had to be. Um, falling is learning skill, is skill, unless it happens by accident. Okay, all my falls have been an accident. Just because I forget. I mean, who does not do this when you're walking? I really concentrate on walking. I forgot to lift my foot, tripped over a carpet, and that's where I broke my hip. So, I mean, that's just me. They didn't do read. I'm not looking to read in Philadelphia because the snow. Okay, here's another thing. You really have to. Robin, did I not answer your question? I'm sorry if I didn't, but intensive therapy is just working hard. I mean, 3 times. I got some bands here too. These kind of things here, different colors, intensity. So if I'm just like have the bands and you can't really get the arm out like that, but going like just until you're well, for me it was it's easy to sweat now because I'm going um it's harder to get a massive workout. Uh, yeah. Okay, thank you, Robin. I just like the bands, just say that. 3 sets of 10. Can I make the last one? No, but I'm going to really try. Now take maybe a minute, maybe break, and then I'll just keep going again. Keep going. Just really working um, really hard on it. And I know Barb does the Peloton at lunch or whatever, and she goes, "I'll bring the weights out." Because you get older, you need to do some weights. You just gotta, you know, okay, I'm here. This is a 5 pound weight, and putting it on this hand, you know, I'm not supposed to lift the arm up like that. I'm supposed to keep it, Anyway, 5 pounds, that's heavy. I mean, I can remember the old days. I know, reminiscing the days that, I could put 100. And I know, I was somebody then. No, but I trying to really um, get my muscles back in shape because at therapy I really didn't. It just working on things that are help me with my daily living. I mean, from showering, from um, just everything I can do. So that's kind of like, and again, here's my biggest thing is, um, of all these 10 items here, education and support. Number one, I was never told, I don't know if anybody else was told right off the get-go, the education and support. I mean, stroke survivors and our families need to know. We should be receiving education and support throughout the rehab process. Um, I think I'm just thinking of my family. We didn't. Barb never did. We got a pamphlet. This ain't it, but I just holding a pamphlet up. We got a pamphlet and said, "This is, these are the things I did during this session of rehab while I was there." And off you go. Now what? They didn't. I was never told, "Okay, come back. Let's do some outpatient." But somehow we figured it out to go to outpatient, and then they discharge you because they think you're ready to go, do all your stuff at home. Yeah, which I didn't. Um, I mean, I did. I did everything, but organically here. Nice to see you there. So means what the strokes are is going. Yes, I was swimming going for Olympics. Yeah, I knew that, kid, Catherine. I'm looking at some of these here because I'm just close to the done. I'm using effective here more to turn on lights. Yes, me too. I mean, water faucets. Like here is one of my empty pill jars. Use my hand. Up, some down. But I mean, the biggest thing for me, just grip. How am I gripping it in the right way? And I mean, just all these little things. I mean, I don't use this because I don't use my affected hand to brush. I don't, it's just so much work. So I use the other one, the non-affected hand. So that's that. But I appreciate you guys being here. I really do. This is um, okay. Um, here's some other items that I use. I'm doing occupational therapy, which that's occupational is the fine motor skill stuff. Not all of it, but fine motor skills, and that's what I need. Um, because I can really I could do it all really kind of myself, but it's easier to have someone, a therapist that pushes you the whole, and that's what I like. So going to therapy, I mean, their goal is to get you in and out. So, but you know, advocate. I do want to say again, advocate for yourself, your family. If there's no family or some kind of support system, advocate for yourself. Reach out to everyone on the group or in the um, stroke community, brain injury community, um, because um, it's really important for all of us. And then continuing your care. You need to continue beyond the hospital stay. Keep going. Do some individualized home-based care. It's another really good thing. So anyway, that's um, but again, make sure it's evidence-based, which there's a lot of people out there that are just saying things. Okay, I'm saying things too, but I'm going by experience and my research. So you guys, I totally am excited that you were here. Thank you for being here, and I do appreciate it. Um, yeah, I know. No, I know you want this to be. It is childproof, but I keep it not totally. Yeah, I use it quite a bit, trying to do it. I just stopped going to my one-on-one therapy, like Zoom type therapy. So anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day, and I appreciate you guys being here really. And again, subscribe to the channel. And next week or Thursday, um, Jerry Chapman, we're going to be talking about his and what we're doing together and what his 3-year anniversary for his stroke too. So we'll chit chat about how that's going and on Thursday. So I look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday. And again, share it if there's something you got out of it. That'd be great. I love it. Um, no, no. I know, Robin. No, but it's okay. I have whole tools of the trade, and a lot of things is a lot more busy for me, and you know, we're you know we're trying to get. Well, we'll talk on Thursday um, with Jerry Chapman too, regarding uh, therapy, sponsors, and stuff like that, because and what we're doing. So anyway, guys, have a wonderful day, and I hope um, you enjoyed this. And again, share it if you got something out of it, and have a wonderful day. And today is Tuesday, and again, right, oh, you see right over there, it says subscribe. So subscribe to Let's Talk Stroke on YouTube. I appreciate again you guys being here, and you two have a great day, and we'll see you then.